Do you like twin stick shooters with new school graphics? Check out my review of Moss Destruction coming up next on Mumbles. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Mumble. Today I am here to bring you guys another game review. A game review. Oh yeah. And today's game review is on a top-down twin stick shooter called Moss Destruction. So let's jump into this game review. Moss Destruction is a game that is available for $14.99 on Steam only at the time of this review. Now, this game is said to be coming out on Switch at some point, but at the time of this post, it is only available on Steam. This game is created by Shotgun with Glitters, and this is a company that hasn't done many games, so there is a bit of concern there as to if they can pull off doing a great game. But what is Moss Destruction about? I'm going to read you the description from the creators themselves. The Mossian Empire is dying, a once flourishing civilization spending their ever joyful lives in the perfect photosynthesis has now been pushed back to the brink of extinction. Their undisturbed prosperity has given birth to envy and hatred in the hearts of the neighboring folks, who have sworn destruction to the Mossians. With their forces allied, the enemies have prepared a vicious plan to annihilate the Empire, and with the completion of their Death Sun Spear around the Mossians' only son, the fate of a race is sealed forever. But hope is but the last thing to die. For a handful of fearless Moss warriors are ready to stand up to the challenge. Hopping into their battle mechs, these reckless heroes serve as the last line of defense for the Mossian Empire. Can they stand against the joined forces of evil? Will they defeat them and save their own kind? That is yet up to you to answer. In my own words, this game is a twin stick shooter that is just plain difficult. No two ways about it. It's got kind of a cute little background, but there is a lot more to it than just having a little bit of a background. So let's now talk about the graphics, the soundtrack, and the controls. First off, the graphics in this game. This game has pixelated type graphics, and it really does work well for this game. I have to say that I was very impressed with the graphics. They're bright, colorful, and if you've ever watched any of my game reviews, one of the things that I will tell you that any game needs to have in order to draw people's attention and make people want to play it is bright, colorful graphics. This game pulled that off. So A++ graphical-wise. Soundtrack-wise, unfortunately, they missed a step here. And what you have here is gaming elevator music. Yes, the background music changes. It's not the same thing all the time, but there really is no rhyme or reason to the background music. It's just music that's there. Control-wise, you will see the controllers listed right there on the screen. And basically, I have to say, control-wise, this game does work very well. I simply played it using the mouse and the keyboard. You're supposed to be able to use the controller if you want to, but I used the mouse and keyboard, and I have to say I used it to great effect. The controls work great in this game. Now let's talk about the gameplay itself of this game. As I said, this game is a twin stick shooter where the ultimate goal is to get from starting point on the map, defeat all the enemies, or as many as you can, on your way to getting to a portal to get to the next level. Now, along the way, there are different powers-ups, such as different weapons that you can use, but you can only carry 2 weapons at a time. There are actually power-ups that do different things, such as make your energy recharge and things like that. And there's all different kinds of things that you can pick up along the way. Now, as night falls in this game, the enemies become tougher, there becomes more enemies, and you will have more of a fight on your hands. So you have to decide and balance whether it's worth the risk of clearing a board, or whether you just want to move on to the next area and are confident in what you have. So that is something that you're going to have to decide while playing this game. But that's basically all this game is. There's lots of different enemies. There is a lot of variety to where enemies spawn and things. But for the most part, this game is exactly what you think it is, and it's nothing more. So now let's talk about the cons for this game. The first con is that this game is extremely difficult. No joke, guys. I played this game for this review, as I do with all games, and I have to say, I died, and then I died, and then I died some more, and I kept dying and dying and dying. This game is way difficult. This game could have used some difficulty settings, in my opinion. The second con for this game is that this game kind of lacks a story. Yes, it has a cool little background to it, and it's got cool things going for it, including even cool characters, But the thing is that they don't build on that. They don't really make it do anything. So you're just kind of running around shooting enemies, and there's no real story as you're playing it. And the final con that I have for this game is the price. This game costs $14.99 for approximately 10 levels, 3 worlds. I had a little bit of problem finding how many levels there were because I'm not going to lie to you guys. I never beat this game. And the simple reason I didn't beat it was because I would get so far, die, and then have to go all the way back through it. And I couldn't keep doing it, guys. So I believe it has about 10 levels and 3 different worlds to choose from, or not choose from, but to beat. So now let's talk about my overall score for this game. Moss Destruction did a great job of making something that looked pretty, that drew your attention to it, that made you want to see what this game was about. But here's the thing, guys, they didn't complete the process. What do I mean by that? This game just left early access, and in my opinion, it's missing things like difficulty levels and things like that. I know this is supposed to be a difficult game, but half of its charm needs to be that you get to decide that. And it doesn't have that. So, in that regard, I gotta be honest with you and say that this game isn't gonna get as high of a score as I would like for it. I would like more levels. I would like more of a lot of different things in this game. And it's for that reason today, on our Mumbles review, that this game is only getting a 5 out of 10. So anyways, guys, this has been another episode of Mumbles. I want to thank you guys all so much for joining me. Please smack that subscribe button, smack that like button, and smack all those buttons. Now, see you guys all in the next video. Bye, everyone. Take care.